Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Honolulu. Good morning, everyone. All right, you can hear me. That's good. So it seems like we were just here live. I had just enough time to go home, set everything up, to charge, go to bed, wake up, and then unpack everything and head out to the airport. So I haven't done much other than sleep since I saw you guys last. So we are at a one of our alternate locations. This is not where we normally stream from. We are at Ke'ehi Lagoon. Ke'ehi Small Boat Harbor. So the small boat harbor is over to our right. So we are as oceanfront as we could be. The ocean is, this is a harbor here, but the ocean is right there. So we are pretty close to the end of 8 right. Good morning, Mick. Fritz. Oh, hello, Ms. Wolves. Thanks for being here. Hello, Keith. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys got some sleep. I slept pretty good. It was very cold at my house last night, so I slept really good. So that's that Asia Pacific that's been sitting there a couple weeks now. It is on Romeo 6, I believe, which is the second to last taxiway heading this direction off of 8 right. It's kind of where they shove things that they have no place else for. I don't know what the specific issue with this plane is, but it's been sitting here a couple weeks. So the reason we're out here, if you haven't seen one of the streams, we've done 2 or 3 streams from out here. If you haven't seen one of the streams from out here, the reason we're out here is specifically to catch the heavies, and more specifically the super heavy departures off 8 right, because they're going to do a pretty great bank as they leave here to the right, and it's a really unique viewing point here. Good morning, Rich. Oh, I think I bumped the camera. Our good friend Rich F is continuing where he left off last night with 5 gifted. Thank you very much. It's tremendously generous. So in the last probably 15 hours, Rich has gifted, I think, 11 reverse ops memberships. So thank you very much, Rich. I really appreciate it. Hey, Ron, Jen, Christine. Hope you all are well this morning. It's a beautiful day here in Hawaii. Absolutely beautiful. The winds are strong, but not too strong. The temperature is mild. Very few clouds overhead. Absolutely beautiful day in Hawaii. Couldn't ask for much better. So the next one out on this runway, 8 right, will be a Japan Airlines. It's heading off to Osaka. So this might be a little bit of a slower show at stretches, but right about 11:30 to 12:30, it will really pick up with departures once all the planes from Asia that we usually see come in on the arrivals lounge start to leave. But we'll entertain ourselves with stuff like this while we're waiting. So the scheduled departure times for the 2 Honus, the 2 A380s, is 11:30 and 12:30. So that means most likely the first one will be out here about 1/4 till, and then the second one will be out about 1/4 to 1. But we'll definitely keep an eye on those. So that Japan Air is now just at the end of the runway, so we'll see if we can enable super zoom and get it over there. Let's see if we can do super zoom. Yeah, super zoom's not very super from over here. It works a little bit, but so you're thinking we might, from the camera angles, it might look like we're a long way away, and obviously we are, but realistically we're not any further than where we watched the departure, like where we were last night. We are no farther from the end of the runway 8 right than we were last night, only we just have a different angle at it. So we're about, I measured it one day, I can't remember what it was. Anyway, let's pick up that talk after the Japan Air. Hello, Gabriel. Good to see you. Reinhardt, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Robert. So the next one out this way will be a Hawaiian. It's a 717. We also have Qantas heading off this direction, so we'll see the Qantas. It's a Dreamliner today. That'll be coming out here. And I believe we also have a different Asia Pacific. So we have this Asia Pacific here, but we have another Asia Pacific that's taxiing right now that should come into view in just a second or two. I think that's I think they're learning to sail. I'm almost positive they're all learning to sail. Because there's a guy out there there's a couple of people out there in motorboats that are yelling instructions at them. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but they're yelling instructions at them.
How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So, okay, that 717 should be on the roll now, so we'll flip over here. There it is. So this, like I said, this is a small boat harbor where we're at here. It's just, if you're looking at a map, it's just next to Sand Island. Sand Island's immediately to my left. The bridge to Sand Island is right behind me. So let's see if we can show you that real quick. Let's see. So this over here is Sand Island. That's a large island that kind of protects Honolulu Harbor from the open ocean. And then this is the bridge over there. So the other side of this is Honolulu Harbor, and then the other side of that is downtown Honolulu. Honolulu Harbor is where most of the goods and stuff come in. It's also where the cruise ships come in. It is separate from Pearl Harbor, which is over to our right. Pearl Harbor is almost exclusively military. So the boat harbor is over to our right. So let's see if we can show you that real quick. Not that. Okay. So the boat harbor is over here. Tugging on a cable. So the boat harbor is over to our right. And the end of 8 right is right in front of us. I believe about 550 miles an hour or so. I think right around there, 550, 600 miles an hour, I think is a good guess on my part. Because I think that's depends on what you're asking, because there's also they also list them several different ways. They list them in knots, and they list them in nautical miles, and they list them in statute miles. It just depends on where you're at. Like, it's always very confusing why airplanes use knots. I don't understand why that is. Because knots is a naval term. I don't understand why. If someone in the chat can let me know why airplanes use knots, I'd be very interested to know, because knots is a naval term. It actually is the measurement of dropping a rope off the side of a boat and counting the amount of knots in that rope as it falls to see how far it goes, how fast you're going. So I don't understand how that applies to airplanes, but hey, maybe I'm not supposed to understand. Got something in my eye. Oh, it's not even my eyeball. So that Asia Pacific, we should be able to see that. Where is that? Should be somewhere over there. I think it might be hidden by that, by this building here. Let's see if we can find it behind that. Maybe somewhere over there. Ah, there it is. This is the other Asia Pacific 757. This is has just turned onto Romeo by the parking lot over there. So the parking lot is right behind this boat here. It's kind of like right there. That's the parking lot that we usually do the shows where we're very close to 8 right from. Probably that might be the best. That might be the best answer I've ever heard of that. Why that happens. So this, if you're wondering, this is the old loading dock. It's not currently in use anymore. The new one is over to our right. So no one is using this. Don't worry. I don't know why they didn't completely disassemble it then. It doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, again, if I started listing things that didn't make sense to me, we'd be here a long time. Alright, so I don't know which one's going to go first, but there's 2 planes down there. The Asia Pacific and the Hawaiian. So they're both, one of those will be next, the other one will be right after it. Hello, Basil. I guess that makes sense. Mick, just seems like, I don't know. Yeah, Reinhard, we try to give you everything here on Reverse Ops. The only thing we haven't given you so far is a train. Haven't been able to spot a train. We've had ships, sailboats, tankers, cruise ships, submarines, airplanes, helicopters, cars, trucks, buses, fire trucks. I think the only thing we haven't been able to get is the only thing we haven't been able to get is a train. We even had the Hokulea here last time we were here. The Hokulea is a Polynesian voyaging canoe. We even had that on the stream last time we were here. We've even had people jump out of helicopters on the stream, so we've had a little bit of everything here. So maybe I should change my YouTube byline to everything but trains. Yeah, I read something about nautical miles and knots tying together because of the has something to do with the latitude. No, sorry, longitude getting skinnier as it gets towards the pole. When it boils down to it, everything's just made up. Somebody made everything. So why not make up something new? Some guy who was the smartest guy in his year said, "Oh, this makes sense to me. Let's have everybody call it this," and it all worked out. The puns just keep on flowing. Where are you? You're there. Oh, there you are. Hawaiian coming down this way too. Let's see. Sorry about that. Okay. I don't see Jetstar. I thought I heard oh, the Australian. Okay. The Australian accent on the ATC was Qantas. That makes sense. That should be somewhere in there. Does that get a red tail? Yes, it does. I guess probably Jetstar would have left by now. We usually see that would leave in the morning show. Reverse ops. Come for the airplanes, stay for the puns. We should be about 10 minutes from that A380 lighting up. Alright, so the next one out is a ATI heading off to Kwajalein. Kwajalein's a little tiny atoll in the western Pacific. I believe this is the one we saw come in last night during the stream. Get caught up now. Oh, the Asiana has lit up. That's a 777. That'll be out here in just a minute. And the first Honu has lit up. It's the orange one this morning. Oh, Robert. Oh, look at that. The Asiana has lit up, so it should be out here in just a minute. Oh, hell yeah. Christine, there you go. Yes, Mick T, that's very correct. But when you see them at a great distance, like over 6 miles out, those two center lights on the C-17 look like one. So they get it's very easy to just glance up and think it's a 717 coming in when in actuality it's a C-17. So I'm not saying if you were standing right next to them it'd be hard to distinguish, but when you're 6 or more miles away and all you see is the lights, those center lights on the C-17 kind of blend together and look like one light. And I have the eyesight of a nearsighted badger, so I don't Yeah, I wasn't really referring to getting them confused when they're parked next to each other. I was more referring to when it's, several miles away, glancing up and just assuming that it's a 717 when in actuality it's a C-17. The next one going out will be a Hawaiian 717. It's almost to the end of the taxiway now. Well, fire truck when they're both 6 or 8 miles away, they kind of look about the same size to me. I don't know how else to describe it. I really don't. Every once in a while, Blue Fox. Blue the Fox. I don't go to the beach as much as Mrs. Reverse Ops does, but I go several times a year. It's not that I don't like the beach. I enjoy the beach. I just I don't like the pre and post beach. I don't like driving out there, finding parking, make sure you have all your stuff, dragging it all to the beach. But actually being on the beach and going into the water is quite enjoyable. And then you gotta pack it all up back in the car, drag it all back to the car, drive home all salty. Unpack everything, wash all the stuff off. It's the pre and post I don't really care for. It's being at the beach is really nice. This house is right here that is between us and the end of the runway. So this whole stretch of sand there is kind of a tiny island. And the same with this one over here. That is a tiny island. This here that has housing on it. This here. That is a small island. So they're traditional Hawaiian fishing villages. So they were, I think they're the last two. Well, that one to our left that we just showed is the last. I think that's the last one in the state. But people used to spend their whole lives out there and fish and live out there. In the 80s or 90s, the state tried to eminent domain both of those. They got in a big legal fight. They lost the fight for the one to our left, so that was returned to the people who were there. The one to the right that we're looking at right now, they were able to eminent domain that, so you can't go over there. That's state land. big signs telling you not to go. There's just one sign right there. Keep out. So you can't go to that island. These boats kind of look like they're docked on that island. They're actually not. They're docked off the island. So while we got half a second here, we're waiting for the Asiana to come sauntering down Juliet. I'm gonna be a little more proactive today. I wasn't very proactive yesterday. So I do have a merchandise shop that I'd like to shamelessly self-promote. It's at reverseopsshop.com. T-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, magnets, stickers, all the kind of cool stuff with your favorite designs on it. My favorite two shirts are right there in the center. The one on the bottom is the I'm Just Here for the Pop-Tart shirt. That is my favorite shirt in the shop. The one above it is the 4 is greater than 2 and 3 is greater than 4. That roughly means that I'll take a quad jet over a twin jet, but I'll take a tri-jet over a quad jet. So if you'd like to take a look at those or all the other items in the shop, head on over to reverseopsshop.com. There's also a lot of other ways to help the channel. Buying something from the shop helps the channel and gets you something in return. What also helps the channel and gets you something in return is becoming a channel member. For as little as $2 a month, you can become a channel member. There's 4 different levels depending on your budget. They all greatly help the channel. They all have different rewards, from all of them being able to go to our members only streams up to a merchandise discount at the 787 level. Those are all available by hitting the join button underneath the video. There's also a lot of ways to interact with the channel when I'm not live. Facebook, Discord, those are all linked from that link at the top of the screen, that reverseops.com/findme. There's also, I think, a PayPal link in there, but that's the best way to find everything about the show, reverseops.com/findme. So thank you, everyone. Thanks to the channel members. Honestly, if the channel members weren't here, I wouldn't be here. So thank you very much to all the channel members. You guys definitely keep this thing afloat and keep me out here, so thank you very much. So this is Asiana. It's 777. It's heading back to Seoul. Hello, O'Malley, Rainbow Love. Good to see you both. Alright, so after this, the next plane after this should be the Super. Oh, you're quite welcome, Ben. Thanks for being here. Hello, Lance. Alright, the next one coming down this way is another Hawaiian that's heading off to Portland with the Extra X. Then we'll have another Dreamliner from Japan Air heading off to Tokyo. Oops, that didn't work. Yeah, let's try that again. Hold on. That's not working. Alright, we won't do that one right now because we have a Hawaiian about to leave. Alright, the next one out will be that Japan Air. We also have a 747 taxiing out. It's going off to Hong Kong. It's an Atlas Air. Should be able to see that one in just a minute. So we'll do a little preview of what's going out. So kind of ignore the top half. What we're really focusing on today is the bottom half of that list. Dutch Aviation. I feel ya. I'm almost about to give me a nap in my future, that's for sure. Alright, so Japan Air is at the end of the runway, so we should be able to see that with the other camera. Right about here. And then the Atlas Air should be coming into view in just a second. Right over to the right. There it is. On the other side of the fire station and all that. So that'll be heading out. We'll get that nice clean departure here in just a minute. Warmer here today than it was yesterday, but not by much. It's probably in the low 70s here in the harbor. The wind is pretty good from my back, so it's keeping me cool even though the sun is roasting my feet. So I don't see anything in front of this one, so it should be next. This is Atlas Air heading off to Hong Kong. Bloom of dusters. I don't know what that is. Let's see what that is. See that? Is that a fire? Can you guys see that? Big. You can't see that, so like a white plume of dust or smoke or something. Huh. That's weird. Don't know what that was. Yeah, I don't know what that was. It kind of was really thick, and then it just kind of blew away. I don't know what it was. Our good friend Marcy M is in the house after 9 months at the celebrating 9 months at the 717 Interline Travel. Says thanks for all you do. Well, thank you for being here. Glad you enjoy it. Thanks again, Marcy, for being here. Alright, take care, Dutch Aviation. Are you going to bed too, Christine? Good night. So we're about a half an hour away from the first, I'm sorry, check that, second A380. And we should have some other heavies right around there, the Korean couple more Japan Airlines, and several Hawaiians should be going up about the same time. Yeah, I wish we could do shows from here more often, but it really only makes sense to do the show here after 11 a.m. So that kind of rules out the weekdays. I've toyed with the idea of starting the Saturday show down in our normal location so we could see the arrivals, and then about 10:30 or 11 drive over here so we could see the departures. We kind of did that early January where we drove down from Lagoon Drive mid-show and gave everyone a little ride during the stream. So we have another Hawaiian Heavy taxiing out this way. It is on its way to San Diego. We also have a Delta 76 that's on its way down here that is going off to LA with the Extra X. So those are the next couple out on the reef runway. So what I like about here, it's just nice and relaxing. It's so peaceful, and the water and the sounds. It's so peaceful out here. So, as some of you may know, who follow me on Instagram and read my community page here on YouTube, I am going on a little road trip, as they say, the end of this coming week. So we're gonna go do 2 shows from a mystery location. I had every intention of making a contest where you guys get clues and you guess the content, you guess the location of the streams and all this stuff. And you know what? I didn't have time. I'm terribly sorry. I didn't get home I was going to do it last night, but I didn't get home from last night's stream until about 11:30. And I still hadn't eaten dinner yet. I had to eat dinner, and I had to do some chores and stuff. And by the time I got to bed, I just didn't have time to do anything with the channel, so I wasn't able to make the stuff. So we are gonna do a giveaway, but it's probably gonna be once we get to the mystery location. So. You taking off, Blue the Fox? All right, take care. Alright, so that Hawaiian is going now. So let's slip over and see if we can get it. There it is right there. Thanks, Alexander. Welcome. So, since we do have a couple of new people in the chat, I'll take this time to introduce myself. My name is Patrick. The channel is Reverse Ops. We're an aviation live stream and video channel based out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Our home airport is Daniel K. Inouye International Airport. That is kind of where we're at right now. So the runway that we were watching is the Reef runway, which is the southernmost runway. It's called the Reef runway because it was built on man-made land out there on top of a reef. So I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but it happened in the 70s when you could do pretty much anything you wanted to do. So we do 3 shows a week here. Usually we do a super heavy Saturday, which we catch the A380 arrivals. Then we do a couple of midweek shows. Those midweek shows start at 7, end about 9:30, 9:45. So they're nice little 3-hour quick shows. We do a little traveling, do a little location filming. We're going to do 2 shows from a mystery location next week. Or I guess technically this week. But Daniel K. Inouye International Airport is located on the south shore of the island of Oahu, about 4 or 5 miles west of downtown Honolulu. It's a good mix of passenger aircraft, cargo aircraft, and military aircraft. Because right next door is Hickam Air Force Base, which is part of Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam. That's on the other side from where we are right now. Our next flight out will be a Southwest. It should be followed by a Delta. The Southwest is heading off to Kailua Kona. The Delta is heading off to LA with the Extra X. I am kind of near. So Sand Island. I am off of Sand Island Access Road. I'm not technically on Sand Island because I'm not on the other side of the bridge, but I'm right next to the bridge. So I'm in Ke'ehi, small boat harbor, just down from La Mariana Sailing Club, if you've ever been there. That's over to my right, about a quarter of a mile. So I'll give you a little lay of the land once the Southwest goes. Alright, so before that Delta gets here, we'll give you a little lay of the land. So here, right behind us, this is the bridge on Sand Island Access Road over to Sand Island. To the right, that's Sand Island. In the background is Honolulu, downtown Honolulu and Chinatown. That's on the other side of the harbor that's behind this bridge. That harbor is where most of the shipping cargo comes in to Honolulu. There's another harbor on the other side of the island, but most of it comes through here. That's also where the cruise ships go. And there's also a Coast Guard station in there. So you see a lot of activity. To our right, over here, is the small boat harbor I was talking about. And then La Mariana Sailing Club is just down there. You can barely see where it is. But if you ever get a chance, go eat at La Mariana. It's the only tiki bar left in Hawaii. The only actual tiki bar left in Hawaii. So this is the Delta heading off to LA with the Extra X. Pardon me?
Why are you filming?
I'm just filming the airplanes.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're just down there where you know where they take off.
Oh, I do it there sometimes too. Yeah. So Lance, you can fly to Molokai. In fact, I don't think there's an actual ferry anymore. There used to be a ferry from Maui, but I don't even think there's a ferry anymore. But you can get there by plane, but only the smaller airlines like Mokulele, the Hawaiian and Southwest and planes like that don't go there. The runway's too small, and frankly the people there don't want the big planes. So alright, the next couple coming out here, there's a Hawaiian heading off to Maui. Behind that there's another Hawaiian heading off to Oakland. That is a 330. And then we'll have the Dreamliner X going off to Seoul. That's Korean Air. That'll be third for departure. Oh, Ken, is that thing still running? I thought I heard that shut down, but I don't really pay attention to Maui to Molokai ferry news, so. Is it a public ferry or just for workers? Because there used to be a public ferry that came from Maui. But like I said, I don't have Molokai ferry news in my news feed, so I probably missed it. Of course, now that I've said it 4 times, I'll get stories about it. Alright, so the next one out will be that Hawaiian 330 followed by the Korean Air Dreamliner X. When we might have that second ATI, the same one we saw one come in we saw 2 come in last night. We've already seen 1 leave today. So if this is the all-white one, it is. Hopefully we'll get that departure here in just a few minutes. Alright, thanks everyone. 200 likes, I really appreciate it.
Korean Air 054 Heavy, runway 8 right, line up and leave. Runway 8 right, Korean Air 054. American 31, visually. American 31, hard time 7 o'clock a mile northbound, due for altitude 1000.
Ah, Corey, thanks. I don't think we'll be able to see it from here, even if it comes while we're on live. We can't really see. We could barely see the arrivals coming, but we're kind of a long way from the arrivals. I'd like to figure out how to stream. Oh shoot, to stream from there. That ATI is coming down this way. It just was crossing 8 left right now. It'll be third for departure behind a Japan Air going back to Tokyo, a Hawaiian heading off to Hilo, and then there'll be that ATI heading off to Okinawa. That's a rare departure location for planes coming from here. I know it seems like it would make sense, but there's not a lot of planes that leave here heading off to DNA. Well, okay, there might be a lot of planes heading off to DNA that they don't have it listed as DNA. Thank you very much, Fast Eddie. Comes in with a $5 super chat. It says, I'm a member of Team LA. Duly noted. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So in case you're not familiar, DNA is Kaneda Air Base. So there's a lot. So when I say there's not a lot of stuff going that way, there's a lot of stuff going that way, but not a lot of it lists as going there. So if you get my meaning. A lot of the stuff going there does not list its departure destination. The Hawaiian's being told to line up and wait at the end of 8, right? So we're going to stay with the sailboats for just a second longer. The next one out is the smaller Hawaiian. It's heading off to Hilo. Be right about here.
Heavy helicopter, low of your left, will be at 512 heavy inside. Heading 155, contact flight.
Getting really close. Oh, there we go. The second A380 is on his way. Looks like it only has a Southwest in front of it right now, so we'll be getting that here in just a minute.
Bravo 2419, runway 8 right, let's take off.
8 right, let's take off, 2419.
I'll hold my mic in or direct up, please.
So we have another show tomorrow. Start about 7 a.m. and run through about when I can't do it anymore. Because I scheduled 3 shows in 3 days, and Mrs. Reverse Ops went, "What the heck are you doing?" And I said, "It'll be okay. They're not all early morning shows." Now I'm thinking I probably made a mistake, but we're still gonna be here. So we'll just go as long as I can survive. Yes, Ron, I have MLK day off. So I don't have necessarily a time restriction where I have to get to work tomorrow. So we might go a little longer. Probably not much far longer than probably 10:30. It seems to get really busy as I'm packing up on those morning shows. So we'll probably just go to 10:30. I don't know if we'll go to see the departure of the Honu, but hey, I may get a second win. You never know. Yeah, no kidding. I haven't had time to do anything. I still have to figure out all the stuff for my trip. I haven't done anything with that yet. All I did is buy the ticket. So it looks like the A380 is on the move. A couple of ones snuck out in front of it. Should be a 321 Hawaiian heading off to Long Beach. And then a Alaska heading off to Seattle. Still waiting for these 2 Americans. Oh, one's actually moving. Americans here. One of them must be late. Yeah, one of them is super late. They're both lit up. Oh, that one just came in. That's why that one's there. Heading off to LA with the extra X.
Clear land, 365. Jack 365, runway 4 left, clear land, hold short, runway 8 left. Remember, 4 left, clear land, hold short, 8 left, 365.
We do have Air Canada coming in on the other side, but I don't know if I can see it from here. Let's see if we can see it from here. Kinda. Not a great view of that. That 321 is almost to the runway. It'll be the next one out.
Tower 4 landing assured. Thanks for everything today. curve runway 4 left for ascent. No. Fine, 380, clear to land 8 left, to hold short of 4 left. Second 96, 03, yellow center cross runway left to do it. Fine 70, contact Spark. Honolulu. Up on 181, super runway right, so take off.